Disneyland. Hello, little monkey. Hello, little monkey. Hello, little monkey. Hello, little monkey. With the geek by your side, even if your butt is wide, you can roll with pride through the red fair. With the geek, you'll be fine. You can look like Frankenstein, who will not decline. You're the answer to his prayer. His geeks don't care. I wanna rock, but that means being inclusive of people and the cultures without appropriating them. I wanna rock, but that means being conducive to a balanced life of work and play and avoiding all loose. And I wanna rock. Miss Garcia, the vaguely slutty Spanish teacher. One young man could learn how to roll his R's when his pants look like he's hiding cigars. The only phrase in his mind is estoy cachando, which is Spanish for I'm super horny. Visions of hot dogs wrapped in tortillas was a legend of Miss Garcia. Super Danny's only super when he's blackout drunk. He can stop a robbery just by blowing chunks. When you see the damn signal of a bottle of Jack in the sky, let you know you can't rely on Super Dan. Oh, you can bet that he will show. Oh, 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 if he's face down in a Merlot. Put on some sweatpants, some sweatpants and fun leg slippers. Put on some sweatpants. I said they still fit tight and your butt still looks nice, but you won't have to walk like you're walking on ice. So sweatpants, kitties and boots, 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 kitties and boots. I'm gonna get me designer babies, the kind that don't eat, don't cry, don't shit. I'm gonna get me designer babies, no butthole, butthole, butthole. I'm gonna get me designer babies, the kind that don't eat, don't cry, don't shit. I'm gonna get me designer babies, no butthole, butthole, butthole. Punching fucking Nazis so hard it gives them the runs, and then we'll sit right back, relax in the grass with our picnic in the sun.
What's up, gangsters of love? Team Philogelos in the house. It's Thursday. That means it's word salad on mini Thursdays. I don't know if you know this. The ding ding. It's a water bottle. It's an old metal water bottle that I bang on at the beginning of each one of these live streams. I don't even use this water bottle anymore. I only have it around to create that sound. How do you like that? Now I could get like a fancy, Shinto gong, something, Japanese gong, something like that. No, old metal water bottle from Adidas. That's the way it rolls here in my studio. In fact, at some point, somebody had asked about the empty water jug back there. I actually use that for percussion stuff sometimes, because when you put a mic in it and hit it with a padded mallet like you would use on a kick drum, it makes this very nice boom kind of bass drum sound. So that's why that is back there. Lots of fun little things. I do have in my brain a vision of doing a track that is completely based on water. Where I'm going to use that for the kick drum. I'm going to sample a water sprinkler for the hi-hat cymbals. Probably gonna slap a spatula on a pot full of water for a snare. I have this thing in my head, and then the song will be something water based. I haven't figured it out yet. Anyway, we've completely gone off topic right from the very beginning of the show. Welcome to the show. I'm Phil. You're you, and we're here for Word Salad tonight. We're gonna have some goofing around time. We're gonna sing some songs. I got some updates for you, and drop a note in the chat. Let me know who's here. Let me know who's watching. Let me know where you're watching from, and we'll get into it. So, while everybody's coming in here, we will let's have a little song. I was just going through my song list here, just trying to find some stuff that we haven't played here in a while, and here's one of them that we haven't played. Let's see if I can find the right note. How many times have you looked in the mirror to find a total stranger looking back at you? The years have lined his face and added gray to his hair, 'cause it's the ghost of a Civil War general, and you should get the hell out of there. It's a bit of a Scooby-Doo-ish kind of song. That's the way I always thought of that one. I don't remember which album that's on. It's on, might be Itty Bitty Ditty Committee, I think, what that one is on. So, yeah, drop some comments. Let me know who's here, where you're where you're listening in from. I also have the Team Philogelos website up here, our own community. So if you're watching from in there, be sure to leave comments there. I see Tracy's happening in there. What's up, Tracy? Nice to see you in there. And the trick is I have to refresh that doesn't automatically refresh the comments, and so I have to remember to jump in and refresh those comments in the community every once in a while. Kara's here. Hello, Kara. Nice to see you as always. Got some fun stories for you today. But let's do this one. Kara's on Facebook. Excellent. Let's see. Back in the old... there it is. There's the notes. Back in the old days, we had a thing called a telephone. That is an octave lower than I should be singing that song. That's where I need to be playing. Back in the old days, we had a thing called a telephone. And every time it rang, we would chain to a wall. A lifeline to the world outside, in a radius just 3 feet wide, and you couldn't send an eggplant. We had to describe the eggplant. And if you'd want a booty call, you'd have to ask out loud and all. And listen to her say, ooh, gross, no way. So there you go. That's a song from my teenage years is what that one is. Oh, yeah. So, we haven't had a couple, I think we skipped a week here because I've had shows, and there's going to be more of that. You know what? I had a breakthrough this morning. I was sitting here in the studio. I was working on the one of the upcoming tracks that's going to be coming out. And something that happens with every new track is I get excited for it at the beginning, and I start laying out ideas and hashing out different instrumental parts and things like that, and figuring out where the lyrics are going to go. I'm real excited. And then I hit this part every time where I'm like, this is bad. And I don't know if it's going to get any better. It feels bad, and I don't like what's happening here. In this particular song, in fact, I have restarted 4 times now in 4 different ways, and I'm kind of locked into this new version of it here. And today, I've been working on this song for a few weeks now, because I don't get to get in here to the studio every day. I try to get in here at least 3 days a week for a couple hours and work on stuff. But today, I finished the drum parts, and usually when the drum parts start to come together is when my ear starts to go, oh yeah, here it is, that's it. Because at heart, I'm a drummer. I'm not a good drummer in real life, but at heart, I am a drummer, because that was what I wanted to do originally. It's probably good I didn't. Most drummers are insane. Those are stories for another time. But the drum parts came together today, and it made me go, oh yes, we finally have something here. So actually, what's coming up next, and I have to start the planning on this. We're in the middle of still promoting Picnic in the Sun. Punching Nazis. We're about two weeks into it, 3 weeks into it, something like that now. And we've got a few more weeks of promotion to go on that. I need to start getting the next track ready to go, which is, and we've never done this before, this is a new thing, where it's a remix. So Leslie Baroness did a cool remix for me of Designer Babies. So the next track, the next single that's coming out is a cool remix of Designer Babies by Leslie Baroness. So that'll be the next thing. And then the track I'm working on will be coming out early in the fall, and I'm pretty stoked to put it out. It's a weird thing. It's a parody of one of my own songs. Sort of. I guess if I rewrite my own song, it's just new lyrics to my old song. But that's what's happening. So I took one of my old songs that a lot of people really, really enjoyed, and I have created a new set of lyrics that are very timely and very appropriate for the age that we live in now. So watch out for that coming up, but the recording is going very well, and I'm pretty stoked on it now. Just this morning, my brain went, oh yeah, we got it, yay. So that's going to be exciting. All right. Let's do a little song here. By the way, if you haven't heard Picnic in the Sun yet, it's available on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, all the places. And you can hear it in the Team Philogelos community, which if you go pop right in there, you can do that. If you're not yet part of the Team Philogelos community, then that is an easy thing to cure. You're just going to click that little QR code right there, and that will invite you into the community. It's free to join. We would love to have you, and I'll leave that on here for a few moments so that you can click that while I'm singing this next song here. Yup. Cool. All right. Tracy, there's Tracy. Tracy's living the dream, she says. All right. And yeah, if you got a song that you would like to hear, feel free to pop that in the chat and let me know. I can already guess which one Kara wants to hear. But if you got a song that you want to hear of mine, or what the hell, maybe somebody else's song, I don't know, we'll give it a go. We've banged away at a few things before. Let's see. That one I don't. So here, this one is called Puggle Named Fred. Let's see, I haven't done this one in a while. Well, I'm no wizard, but I'll be your muggle. So give me a huggle and we'll dance a jig. We'll dance the jitterbuggle, then adopt a small puggle from the SPCA, then we'll get wine to swig. The wine will be chuggled, then out come the druggles we got from some thuggles while avoiding the pigs. I'll ask for a tuggle, then you'll give a shruggle, then a lazy ass hand job like breaking a twig. I'll give you a pluggle, though it's soft as a sluggle. I can't concentrate with the pug on the bed. You call me Big Luggle, and then we'll just snuggle, two muggles on druggles with a puggle named Fred. There we go. That's a puggle named Fred. There's a nice recording of that out on all the places that you can go check out. Lots of songs. If you just go to Spotify or Apple Music and you put my name in, Phil Johnson, lots of stuff's going to come up that you can listen to. All my comedy albums, all the songs I've put up, all that kind of good stuff. So, let's see. What I should tell you about. So last weekend, I had a surprise show. I went and played the California Theater here in San Jose, California. It's downtown San Jose. It is a beautiful 1,000 plus, I think it's 1,100 seat theater. Really, really nice theater. One of those big grand places that you see comedy specials, filmed and all that kind of stuff. This is actually the theater where the San Jose Opera performs and the San Jose Symphony performs, Ballet Folklorico, which is a Mexican dance troupe, all sorts of like fancy schmancy, cultural type of things happen here. But in this particular case, they were having a comedy show featuring Dusty Slay. And if you have not seen Dusty yet, his special on Netflix called Working Man is very, very funny, and you should definitely check it out. So Dusty, I met maybe a year and a half or 2 years ago. I got actually a last-minute call to go and feature for him at a casino way up in Northern California. And something had happened with his feature who was not able to make it. And so the producer called me and was like, hey, if you're in town, we really could use you on this casino show with Dusty Slay. And I was like, great. I'd never met Dusty before, but we had a really good time that night. And so he and I kept in touch over the last year and a half or so. And I knew he was coming to San Jose. We had talked a little bit about it, maybe 6 months ago when they announced the show. And I hadn't heard from him. So I thought, okay, whatever. And then Thursday, 2 days before the show, he shot me a message and say, hey, do you want to come do 10 minutes on the show? Fortunately, I was not booked anywhere on Saturday, or would have had to say no, which would have really bummed me out. So I was, for once, happy to not be booked on a Saturday. And so, yeah, I went down to the California Theater. I opened the show. We had a really nice crowd. It wasn't sold out. We had about half the house, so about 550 in there, which is a great audience. And they were super duper fun. And maybe some of them were watching this evening as well, because I talked to a bunch after the show. And it was a blast. I don't get to play theaters that big very often, and so it's fun. I was not nervous or anything like that. I was very, very comfortable with the whole thing. But this was the one weird thing that came up, which I hadn't even really noticed until the moment that it happened. Dusty did my introduction from the God mic backstage. We call it the God mic, the voice of God mic. And Dusty did my introduction, and I walked out to the microphone on the stage that was set up. And you develop a certain pace of walking to the microphone so that you don't get there too early and look sort of like anxious about the show, but also not walking to the mic so slowly that it looks like you're taking your time. And so I really hadn't even noticed that I had developed this at all, my certain pace. Apparently I had, because I started walking out to the mic and I thought, oh, the mic is a lot farther away than it usually is, because it was a much bigger stage than I'm usually on. And so I felt like I had to hustle a little bit to the microphone to get the show going. And that was the weirdest part of the show, when I realized it was a longer walk to the mic than usual. But other than that, it was super fun. I did not film the show because the logistics were a little hairy to do that. I took all of 3 pictures during the show. I'm so bad at documenting these things. And so the photos are up inside the Team Philogelos community, some backstage stuff and things like that. And it was a great show, super fun. Dusty's awesome. Will O'Donnell, the feature act from St. Louis, was also very cool. Oh, here was the other thing that happened. So we were doing it what we call Boston style. So instead of having an MC that comes up in between each comedian, which would have been my spot probably anyway for the show, we did it Boston style, which means each comedian brings up the next one. And so I was bringing up Will, the feature, and he had told me his name, Will O'Donnell. And I even wrote it down in my little notebook just to kind of cement the name in my head. And I got to the end of my set, and I'm bringing Will up. I'm like, hey, you guys ready for your feature? Da-da-da-da-da. And please welcome Will. Oh, and my brain went through 7 or 8 Irish surnames before it got to O'Donnell. And so it sounded like, welcome, Will O'Donnell, right? The audience couldn't tell that I had forgotten the last half of his last name, but it was my brain going, O'Flaherty, O'Neill, I ran through 8 different Irish last names before it landed on O'Donnell. And my girlfriend said, oh yeah, like Rosie O'Donnell. And I was like, oh, I was actually thinking Chris O'Donnell, the actor, but Rosie O'Donnell probably would have been a better connection. Anyway, those are the things that are happening inside a comedian's brain when we're on stage. Very little of it is actually thinking about, the material that we're doing and things like this. Actually, here's a good discussion. I want to bring this up with you all, and I want you to tell me in the comments what you think about this. We had a discussion backstage in the green room where Will was talking about how he doesn't like to hear comics mention that what they're doing is a joke. Like saying something like, I told this joke a couple weeks ago at a show, because he thinks it breaks the fourth wall for the audience and makes it seem somehow less genuine, that this is pre-written material, that we're not up there just, riffing off the top of our heads, which if you didn't know that, sorry to break the illusion, but yeah, it's all pre-written, and because otherwise it wouldn't work. Hey, Maureen's up. Maureen is in the house. Thank you. Good to see you, Maureen. So tell me what you think about that in the comments. Do you feel like if a comedian mentions that this is a joke, implies that, hey, I've told this joke before, I've written this before the show tonight, and it's not just a riff off the top. Do you think that ruins it? Do you think that breaks that fourth wall too much? Because to me, it doesn't. Really, I want the audience to know that I'm not just up there gabbing at you. I've worked hard on this material over the course of years and things like that. But I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comments if you think that mentioning, hey, I told this joke last week at a yada, 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 or something like that, if you think that sort of breaks the illusion too much. So we had that discussion. One of my pet peeves, actually, is something that Will did during his set, where he mentioned that he's not making his full-time living as a comedian yet, which, like, he's still got a day job, which is fine. I have no problem with that. But I don't like to see comics mention that stuff on stage, because I think that really breaks the illusion. We're in this beautiful theater. He's doing a set. There's a big audience there. And I think mentioning that he has a day job kind of breaks the illusion a little bit. That's my feeling. Like, I don't really have a day job. I haven't had a day job in a long time. I do have other things that I do, like teaching guitar, voiceover work, sometimes licensing, things like that. So I have other streams of income as well, but I don't even talk about those on stage necessarily, unless they would be really pertinent to the joke. So anyway, let me know in the comments if you think mentioning that this is a joke that I've pre-planned breaks the wall, breaks the fantasy too much, or what you think about comics talking about their day job on stage. See, I think the solution to it is talk about your day job in past tense. We're getting way in the weeds now of stuff. All right, let's do a song. This one's All We Need Is Love. Love, all we need is love and oxygen and Wi-Fi. All we need is love, all we need is love and oxygen and Wi-Fi and coffee and a cell phone and Netflix and a microwave. All right, now here's the part. It's crowd participation. And so this is the part where I need you to put in what is the thing that you can't live without. Drop it in the comments. What's the thing that you can't live without? That's just as important as air and love. Oh, I'll stay on these two chords until I get an answer. Pizza. What's up, Brittany? Brittany says pizza. And I would have to agree on that one. All we need is love. All we need is love and pizza with pineapple. Ah, I'm that person. Oh yeah, pineapple on my pizza. All right, what else we got? Put it in. What else can't you live without? I gotta refresh the screen. Hang on. I need an extra hand to do that with. And I gotta scroll. Ay, ay, ay. Scrolling. What else can't we live without? All we need is love. All we need is love and donuts with maple cream filling. Now I'm hungry and Brittany's dog. And Steve's in the house, yeah. All we need is love. All right, there we go. All we need is love. What's up, Steve? Steve, I was mentioning earlier, this is something that goes way back to when you and I were working in your studio together. Coffee. Wait, I gotta go back into the song. Maureen. Okay, Tracy said her car. Maureen said coffee, band, and sex. All we need is love. All we need is love and coffee and sex and bands. I'll go with that. And Tracy's car. We all can't live without Tracy's car. We're all taking Tracy's car for a ride. So Steve, I was talking earlier about doing a song where all the percussion and maybe even the instruments, but all the percussion at least, is based on sources of water. Because I remember you back in the day when you were producing a bunch of hip hop tracks, and you would say, oh, we turn on the hi-hats, and you called it turning on the sprinkler. And I was thinking of that recently, and I was like, I actually just want to go out and sample a lawn sprinkler and use that as a hi-hat sample in a track. And then I'm going to use this water jug back here to create a kick drum part, and I'm probably going to slap a spatula on a pot of water to create a snare. So I've got experiments, Steve, that I'm going to be doing. Oh, yeah. All right, cool. So all we need is love and water-based songs. Let's see here. What else is in the updates? Oh, speaking of cars, Tracy's got a car. I'm selling my old car here pretty soon because I bought a new car recently. About 3 months ago, I bought a car. Because I wanted to do it before all the tariffs and stuff kicked in. And so I went out and bought myself a brand new Toyota Corolla to replace the very old Toyota Corolla that I was currently driving. And honestly, I like the old one better, but the new one's a hybrid. And it's newer and has fewer miles on it. I've managed to put almost 4,000 miles on it in 3 months. So there to tell you. Oh, Raphael's back in the Bay. No way. Oh, man, I got to call him. I gotta buzz him, see what's up. I haven't seen him since a show I did in Florida a couple years ago. Yeah, I should call Ralph. Raphael is my old drummer. Jason's here. What's up, Jason? Oh boy, do we have some Raphael stories that I probably shouldn't tell you guys. Yeah, what was that? Oh, so I'm selling my car, and I have not sold a car in a long time. I bought my last car. I bought that car in 2015, maybe 2014, I think, actually. Yeah, I bought it in 2014. It's a 2014 Corolla. And then I hadn't, I think I sold that car, the previous car, I just sold on a like Wheels and Deals lot where they sell it for you. So I haven't sold a car like person to person in probably 20 years. And that's what I'm going to do with this one. And I don't even remember how to do it. I got to go Google, YouTube some things about how to sell a car, because I looked at like Carvana and CarMax and things like that, where they'll just buy your car and hand you a check, but they only want to give you about 60% of what it's worth. So I'm going to try and sell it person to person. So if anybody wants a 2014 Toyota Corolla with only 182,000 miles on it, hit me up. Its last run was in Oregon in March. That was the last tour we took that one on. But yeah, so anyway, doing that. And then my girlfriend's about to buy a new car as well. And she has, so she's going to be selling her 2017 Honda CR-V touring model, because she always buys whatever the top of the line one is. And I don't advise buying that one, honestly. She's going to get a RAV4 next. All right, so we got a few more people popping in. Nice to see you all. If you're just popping into the show, drop a comment. Let me know who's here, where you're tuning in from. Always nice to see some people coming into the live stream, and I will sing you a song. Hang on, I got to check the comments here. Tracy said that's a good car. Corolla? Absolutely. I honestly don't like the new one as much as the old one. It's missing some bells and whistles. It feels like a flimsier car in general. I like the old one better, but it's got a ton of miles on it. And this one's got the fancy new entertainment screen and, Android Auto. And it's got, I do love the, what's it called? The cruise control, can't think of it, but the cruise control that cruises control for you, like sitting in traffic, I don't have to put my feet on the pedals at all. It'll just do its thing. That's really nice. I do like that. All right, let's do a song. Hey, Doris. Doris coming in from Oregon. Which part of Oregon, Doris? I get up there quite a bit for some shows, at least a couple times a year. Here's a song. The elf wandered through the woods, enjoying the cool air. She happened upon a fairy sitting on a tree out there. The fairy looked up and yelled, "Hey bitch, you better beat it or you're gonna get slugged." The elf yelled back, "I'll go where I want, you stupid ladybug." And then they brawled on the forest floor like a bar on Saturday night. 'Cause when an elf sleeps with a fairy's boyfriend, there's gonna be a fight. There we go. Nodi, Oregon. Oh, I'm not familiar with where that is, Doris. It's a town I've not been to in Oregon. If you got it, let me know where you like to go see shows there. We'll see if we can put something together and come up that way. 'Cause I'm going to be in Oregon in November. Yeah, November. I've got to run. I'm going to do Boise, Idaho for a couple of nights, and then I'll be in Bend, Oregon, and then Medford, Oregon. And I got a couple dates in between yet to fill. So, Doris, maybe Nodi is the place to be. Let's see here. Oh, speaking of shows, let's run the shows here real quick. A lot of California stuff this month. If you're in California, tomorrow night, that is June the 6th, Friday, June the 6th. Oh, thanks, Jason. Picnic in the Sun. We'll do that one in a little bit for sure. Oh, 25 miles from Eugene. I know where Eugene is. Got that, Doris. All right, cool. Thanks. Yeah, I haven't played Eugene yet. I've been there a bunch of times, but I haven't played there yet. We are working on some stuff, though. So hopefully I'll see you when we book that Eugene show. Fingers crossed. Love to see you. Tomorrow night, June the 6th, Friday, June the 6th, I will be at the VFW Post 67 in Sacramento, California. That'll be a fun show. I was supposed to also be at Track 7 Brewing afterward for a second show, but Track 7 Brewing went out of business this week, and they did it in a real dick way. They didn't tell anybody they were going out of business. They didn't tell their employees. They didn't tell the producer of the show. They didn't tell anybody. They just put a sign up on the door that said, "We're closed," which is the shittiest way to close your business. And it's shitty to your employees, and it's shitty to all the people doing events there and everything. So, screw them. Track 7 Brewing, whoever owns that place, can go eat it. So we won't be there, but VFW Post 67 in Sacramento tomorrow night. Saturday, June the 7th, I will be at the Holiday Inn in not the Holiday Inn, the Hilton Garden Inn. Sorry, I keep messing that up. Hilton Garden Inn in Visalia, California, headlining that show. Kat Alvarado is featuring. She's very funny. That's going to be great. On Thursday, June 12th, I'll be at Murrieta's Well in Livermore, California, which is not actually a well. It is a wine bar. Friday, June the 13th, I'll be at the Barrel Proof Lounge in Santa Rosa, California. Thursday, June the 19th, I'll be at Bear's Hideaway in San Juan Bautista, California. Friday, June the 20th, I'll be at the Comedy Den in Castro Valley, California. That is a small comedy club located inside Don Jose's Mexican restaurant, which excites me to no end, because if any time I can do a show in a place that will also give me Mexican food, I'm down with it. Friday, June the 27th, I will be at Quinn's Lighthouse in Oakland, California. And Monday, June the 30th, I will be at Abbott Square in Santa Cruz, California. So lots of California stuff this month. Getting back on the road soon. We got Palm Harbor and Fort Myers, Florida. Got some Las Vegas. We got Bend and Medford, Oregon. We got San Diego, California, Boise, Idaho, and more coming online all the time. So if there's a place in your town that you like to go see comedy shows at, be sure to let me know what that is, and we'll try and book it. There's a lot of comedians looking for that stage time, trying to get those bookings, but we'll do the best we can here. And failing that, I do private shows as well. So instead of the middleman dealing with 2-drink minimums and parking hassles and all that kind of garbage and blah, blah, blah. We could just do a private show. I can come to your backyard, your living room, your garage, your community room at your condo complex, any of that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in hosting a private show, let's definitely talk about that because they are super duper fun. Jason, yeah, Livermore is near you, and Castro Valley, right? So Jason, hope to see you at one of those couple of shows there. So I'm headlining all of those shows, except for the one tomorrow night at the VFW. I'm the middle act, opening for a road guy coming through, whose name escapes me at the moment. But yeah, all the rest of those shows I'm the headliner for, so that's going to be fun. All right, so we got the shows happening. Let's. I feel like, you know what? I feel like I've been listening to a bunch of Elton John this week. Can I play some Elton John for you? Would that be all right? This is my favorite Elton John song. And it's an early one. It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. I don't have much money, but boy, if I did, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. If I was a sculptor, but then again, no, a man who makes potions at the traveling show. I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, this one's for you. You can tell everybody that this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. I sat on the roof and kicked at the moss. Well, a few of the verses, well, they got me quite cross. But the sun's been quite kind while I wrote this song. It's for people like you that I keep it turned on. So excuse me for forgetting about these things I do. You see, I've forgotten if they're green or they're blue. Anyway, the thing is, what I really mean, yours are the sweetest eyes I've ever seen. And you can tell everybody that this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. There we go. Little Elton John. I like that song. That's a good one. off his first album. That's like his first single. All the music we've heard from Elton John over the years and years and years and years, and we still remember that one. It's amazing. It's good stuff. There is somewhere lurking in the YouTube universe of VR videos. There is a very cool Elton John video where they it was for an anniversary of some sort, and they take you on this crazy virtual reality journey where it starts at the Troubadour during his residency where he first became known in the U.S. And he's playing that song, and you're standing right behind him on the stage, which is super cool. And then they take you through all this crazy VR stuff, and it ends at the Dodger Stadium show, and you're standing on the stage behind Elton, looking at all the audience. It was one of the best VR things I think I've ever seen. It was very, very cool. And if you can, I don't know where it is now, but if you can find it, and you got a VR headset, that is totally worth doing. Yeah. So, Maureen said, yeah, don't forget Poughkeepsie, New York. Yep, we're working on it. Patty is on the ball. We talked about it just earlier this week as soon as you sent it to me. So thank you for that, Maureen. I appreciate it. Let's see here. Oh, man, we're doing it. We are doing it. I got to give a quick shout out to... Just making sure I hit all my sort of... Oh, I got to tell you about that. Yep, okay. I want to do a quick shout out to the Team Philogelos Inner Circle members for being awesome people who helped me keep my career moving. By the way, thank you for all the nice comments on the Elton John song. There's a couple parts I've never been able to get right on it vocally, but... Oh, wait, before we do this. All right, I'll tell you this. One time I did this. I was doing, years ago, I was doing a show in New York City. This is before I was a comedian. And I was going to visit New York, and I was working with an agent at the time. And I called my agent, and I said, hey, I'm going to New York. Do you think we could book something? Because I got a bunch of friends and family out there that would like to come and see me sing. I'm just a musician, a singer at this time. And so she calls me back, and she goes, I got you a gig in New York. It pays, I forget what it was, $500 or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's great, cool. And she goes, yeah, you'll be on from 6 to 9 p.m. And I said, I'm sorry, what? She said, yes, it's 6 to 9 p.m. I said, I don't have 3 hours of music. And she said, well, you better learn some songs then, because you're already booked. And I was not used to doing like... Bye, Doris. Thank you for being here. I was not used to doing like those things. Like I would do like 3-hour, 4-hour bar gigs with the band, and we would do mostly original material. But I hadn't really done that as a solo artist. And so I learned a bunch of songs, and I went and did this gig in New York. One of them was that Elton John song, so I've been singing that one a long time and still can't get it right. And so I had a room full of... So I walk into the venue. With all my friends and family who were there because I got a whole bunch of cousins and things like that in New Jersey. And so we ended up taking a limousine to the show because it was cheaper than taking the subway or a bunch of cabs or whatever it was. Nobody had cars. We were going into the city. And so we took a limousine, and the show coordinator, the venue person, texted me and said, hey, are you here yet? And I was like, yeah, we're just pulling up. And he's like, in the limo? This is a $500 3-hour gig I'm doing. There's no way somebody's pulling up in a limo. But we took a limo. Why not? And so I get there, and I walk in, and there is a Yankees game playing on the screen. And it's almost the end of the game. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if the Yankees win, this is going to be a really good show. If the Yankees lose, this is going to be a long night. And of course, the Yankees lost. The bar clears out. It was packed. And it clears out. So I'm pretty much left playing for my cousins and friends and family that had come in the limo with me. We could have done this at their apartment, except they wouldn't have paid me. I'm getting some money at least. And so I'm playing a bunch of my songs. I'm playing a bunch of cover songs. We're just having a good old time. And so at one point, my girlfriend was not with us on this trip. And so she loves that song. This is kind of your song is kind of a special song for us. And so I said, I'm going to play this song, and let's call her. And I had one of my cousins like hold the phone up. This was like even before like Skype. Like we might have had Skype, but it was not like a video call type of thing. So just the song, just the audio. So we called my girlfriend, and my cousin held up the phone to the show while I played your song, and everybody just melted. Like, it would have been great if I just played the song. It's nice, like I just did for you here. But having me singing to my girlfriend from 3,000 miles away, everybody was just like, ah. It was a good plan on my part. That's all I'm saying. All right, quick shout outs to the Inner Circle members. Thank you to our silver members, Evil Dave, Jason Viglione, who is my cousin and was probably at that show. Don Todd. No, Jason. Yeah, I think Jason was at that show, actually. Don Todd, Lisa Sutherland, Kendra Slater, Jonathan Pollock, Di Chadwell, Sophie Kellogg, Chris Hausch, and Stuart Kemp. Our Diamond member, Brittany Brown. What's up, Brittany? I know you're hanging out there. And our Gold members, Cynthia Leonard, Carol Sweet-Smith, Susan Anderson, Teresa Good, Michael Walker, Jared Christensen, Thomas Edward, Lisa Holder, Chris Wesley, Sheila Baker, Renee Bergdorf, Vince Hamilton, Leah Storkson, Tracy Howell. I know you're watching, Tracy. Thank you. And Amanda Hollingsworth. And I think Maureen, I saw Maureen in there. So thank you for being here. I think Maureen's got a bronze. All right. So if you have not joined one of the paid versions of Team Philogelos yet, I would love it if you did. That is how I get to keep all this stuff moving. And the way that you can do that is to click that QR code right there. And you can join the bronze level, silver level, gold level, platinum level, diamond level, and you get extra super big bonus perks all along the way. And I try to make it absolutely worth your few bucks a month to do that stuff. So I'll leave that up while I play this next song here, and you can go ahead and click on that and check out what we got happening there. I really hope that QR code goes to the right place. We've moved a lot of stuff around, so if it goes to a weird place, let me know, and I'll change it. We've been moving stuff around a lot. All right, so let's do this one. This is a little short one from, I think it's from the Itty Bitty Ditty Committee. It's called "Little Boy on the Beach." A little boy ran down the beach with his kite high up above him, and everyone took joy in watching his good time. And as he stared up at the sky, he tripped on a piece of driftwood, a faceplant in the sand that was way more fun to watch. Yeah, heck yeah. Yep, Jason's in there for sure, dude. For sure. That's Janice, my favorite Muppet. For sure. All right. So I think there was I'm trying to see if there's anything. Oh, there was there was one more. Speaking of the community, I'm in the midst of planning a little contest. So this is something you want to watch your email and your text messages and stuff. Sometime in the next week or so, I'm probably going to launch this. But we're going to have a little contest because I just want to bring people into using the community a lot more than we have been. And here's the thing. I understand that it's not a place you're used to going yet, right? You got your Facebook, you got your Instagram, you got your TikTok, you got your usual places that you like to go scroll. Clapper, if you're into the newer ones there. And so I know there's the places, and this is just not a place. Megan's here. What's up, Megan? This is not yet a place where you just naturally go and scroll through things. We are getting an app soon, so that'll probably help that as well. So you'll hear about that. But I want to make it a place where you just naturally go to scroll and check things out and do some stuff and chat with some people. But I understand that there's a curve to that as we ramp up the user base, the userness of it. So we're working on that. By the way, if you have any trouble with it, let me know. I'll let the tech team know. But we are going to have a contest soon. Where you're going to go in and make a post, very simple. You're going to vote on some other people's posts, very, very simple. And then you're going to have the opportunity to win something. And I'll tell you more about that as we get closer. But it's going to be a pretty cool prize. And we're coming up on that just because I want to get you in there. We want to get things moving a little bit just to have some fun with it because we've worked very hard on it. And it's getting better and better every day. Let's do this one. This is called Summer Wedding. I think this one, I really want to turn this one into a longer song. She sparkles with anticipation on her summer wedding day, but left over from her bachelorette party, carefully hidden away. is a tiny plastic penis in her hair. There you go. That's the song. I think there's more to the story. That's one I really want to work on. I really want to work on writing just fun, silly songs again. Which I don't feel like I can do just yet. We still got we still have Nazis to punch. By the way, how fun, I don't know if you've been online today, how fun is it watching the bro battle that those two idiots are having with each other? The whole bromance lasted way longer than I thought it was. I thought they were going to be done in 2 months. They made it 6 months, and now they're at each other's throats. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to a social media place that discusses such things, and you'll find out all the stuff. It's been fun to watch them at each other's throats. Very fun. Very fun. I like it. Let's see here. So, I had another song I was going to do. Where the heck did that song go? Hang on. Oh, there we go. I want to try one that I haven't played in a long time. And I rehearsed it up a little bit on the way into the show tonight. And so I'm going to try it out. I might butcher it. We'll find out. We'll see what's happening there. This one's called Halfway to the Stars. This is a recorded song that you can get on all the places if you want to hear a non-butchered version of it. But here we go. Here we go. Nope, I already screwed it up. You and I could meet halfway to the stars, where the air is thin and we'll die from lack of oxygen. You and I can't... Oh, man, I butchered it. Totally messed it up. Where's that part? You and I could meet halfway to the stars. Making love to you is like floating in space. It's really cold and I can't breathe. Making love to... Nope. Oh, jeez. Nope, I blew it. I'm all over the place with it. Sorry about that. Anyway. We'll try that again. I'll rehearse it for next time. I'll see if I can do that better for next time. It's a fun one to do. Kind of jazzy. At times, look, I have a degree in jazz guitar. From a college. From a real college. That I spent a long time getting. And sometimes I just got to play that jazz just to get it out there. The funny thing is the only reason I got a degree in jazz is because they did not offer a degree in rock music. And if they'd done that, I probably would have done that. My senior recital, big senior recital in the 100-year-old concert hall at San Jose State, we threw a rock show with my band. I had told my advisor, she said, you got to do a senior recital. I said, cool, I'm just going to bring my band in, we'll do a show. And she was like, oh no, you got to do a jazz recital. And I said, I don't really play jazz professionally that much. I'm a rock, blues, funk guy. And I said, but don't worry, we do a lot of different stuff. I'll throw some jazz in there. And she was like, she said, well, don't play too loud. Don't play too loud. My brother used to roadie for Foghat and lost part of his hearing. I was like, well, that was a detail I didn't need. So I did bring my band into the 100-year-old concert hall, now 100-plus-year-old concert hall at San Jose State. And we set up, we had a lighting rig, the whole thing. And we were doing a song. And right at the end of the song, the lights went off. And I turned to my roadie, Johnny, who was controlling the lights. I said, hey, nice move on the lights. That was a perfect drop. And he goes, yeah, I didn't do that. And we could not get the lights to come back on, the stage lights. And so I saw Johnny, my roadie, and my dad go running off with extension cords, and the lights came back on. And we're like, all right, great, we keep going. My brother and I, we did like an acoustic song. My brother was sitting in with my band, and we did like a little acoustic set together, things like that. Lights come back up. We drop another song. Pow, lights go out again. I see my dad and Johnny go running off with more extension cords. Lights come back up. This was the whole show. Killing the lights. Lights come back up. What was happening is we were blowing the power outlets. We were blowing the fuses on those power outlets, and we blew like 8 of them during the show. And So we blew a whole bunch of power outlets in the concert hall with our lighting and sound rig that could not handle them. And it was very, very fun. A couple of my professors, this was the weirdest part. We're doing like full rock show. We're doing this thing up, right? And a couple of my professors wanted to see the show. And so they brought their classes and made them write like a little paper on the show because they wanted to see it, right? So it was the weirdest thing doing rock show and seeing an auditorium full of students looking super bored and like making notes. Like if they hadn't had to been there, it would have been super fun. They would have had a great time. But because they had to be there and they had to do homework on it, they were just looking super duper bored. And it was the weirdest thing to see people doing homework in the audience of a show like that. But we got through. And the next day I talked to my advisor and she said, how did the senior recital go? I said, it went great. I think we blew a few of the power outlets with our lighting and sound rig. And she said, oh, you fixed them, right? And I said, yeah, sure, we fixed them. And because I was like, well, there's a percussion recital in there tonight. They don't need amplification. They don't need power. It's drums. We did not fix them. At some point, I imagine they fixed them, but we did not do that. So that's the story of my senior recital. All right. I wasn't planning on sharing that story tonight, and I don't even remember how we got there, but that's how we got there. Oh, because I have a degree in jazz. That's it. Yeah. Even though I play the rock thing. Okay. Yeah. So let's. It's coming down to it. Actually, let's start closing up the show here. You guys have been a blast to hang out with tonight. Let's close it up with the song I've been using as a closer lately. And again, if you see any videos for this song, in fact, tomorrow there's a new video coming out for this song. So watch for it on YouTube, and I'll drop it in the community as well. We got a new video for Picnic in the Sun coming out tomorrow, Friday, June the 6th. It's going to be super fun. Hang on, just checking some comments here real quick. Tracy Hall said, it sounded like Shaggy. Thanks, Scoob. Oh, I can do Shaggy better than that. Like, hey, Scoob. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Megan's here. And Tracy celebrated her 37th wedding anniversary on Wednesday. Bravo, Tracy. Everybody give Tracy a heck yeah in the comments there for that. That's awesome. Nice to hear, Tracy. And my girlfriend and I, we just celebrated 32 years last month. Not married yet. All right, here we go. What it was we decided to spend the wedding money on a trip to Europe a few years ago and do that instead. All right, we were gonna go to Europe this year too, and we've decided we're gonna stick around in the country for a while because we're not sure we'll get back in. She's a naturalized citizen, and I'm pretty goddamn mouthy online, so we're gonna keep it safe. If we leave the country, we're probably not coming back. So anyway, that's why I wrote this song. I'll pick you up in my ride. We'll head out with the breeze and the sun in our eyes. Find a pretty little spot where we can relax and rid the country of rot. I'll spread out the blanket and you pour the wine. Charcuterie tray, we'll have a grand old time. Punching fucking Nazis, a fist right to their face. Making damn sure that they always know that they're not the master race. Punching fucking Nazis so hard it gives them the runs. And then we'll sit right back, relax in the grass with our picnic in the sun. And when they throw a sig heil, we'll give them titty twisters and relax for a while. Nosh on some cheese while the crackers get beat, left in a big old pile. They say they've read 2 books, but they still can't read. Gotta kick them in the nuts so they can't breed. Punching fucking Nazis, 2 wrongs don't make a right. So I hold out my hand to help one up, pull it back and yell out, psych! Punching fucking Nazis till they're calling 911. And then a black cop gets the call and stop. Join our picnic in the sun. I'll bring the sandwiches, you bring the bats. And we'll smite those anti-Semites, shove those bats right up their ass. 'Cause they're so afraid of being gay, or trans, or femme, or brown. Dose their Adderall with LSD, and maybe they'll come around. So sit back, relax, and enjoy a snack, then head back to the fray. Smash the face with your high heels, which they secretly like anyway. We'll be punching fucking Nazis, those humanoid hemorrhoids. The boys are so proud when curb stomped by a crowd as we binge on Schadenfreude. Punching fucking Nazis, punching fucking Nazis, while we snack on cherry pie. Ninja stars shaped just like swastikas, it will aim right for their eyes. Punching fucking Nazis, and when we've had our fun, we'll wipe the blood off and share a kiss at our picnic in the sun. There we go. We got through it. Oof. I haven't played that in a week or so. So there we go. That's going to be our show for tonight. I feel like we need a closing credits song like the Muppet Show. Thank you, Jason, and everybody else. Doris and Steven Teets here. Sorry, Steven, I forgot to greet you earlier. I saw you come in. And Brittany, and who else is here? Steve and Kara. It feels like Romper Room every time I do that. And over in the community, Tracy and Megan and Maureen. Thank you all for joining me tonight. This has been a whole bunch of fun. And like every Thursday, it's garbage night, so I got to go do that now. Rockstar shit. All right. So if you're coming out to a show sometime this month, I will see you at the show. If you are not coming out to a show, the next one of these that we're having, the next live stream will be the last Thursday of this month. I think it's the 25th, something like that. I think I actually have it here. It's 26th. June 26th will be the next live stream. And so I will see you at a show in the community or at the next Word Salad live stream. You all are super awesome people, and I appreciate all of you. See you soon.